Hey, what's up, everybody? It's your man, Phil Williams, from The Phil Williams Show. Hey, man, welcome. How you guys doing? I'm going to drive this bus by myself today, which is fine, which is cool. Just remember, United for Freedom. Like them on Facebook. Join in on the conversation. Hey, it's a mission-oriented group that's about missions. It's not about endorsing a candidate or not endorsing a candidate. It's about missions. United for Freedom on Facebook. It's kind of cool. I think you'll like it. But anyway, man, there's not too many people. I mean, I listen to everybody because I think everybody has a point of view. And I believe even a broke clock is right twice a day. So that means if I can bear it, I will listen to Fox News. Oh, my God, it becomes unbearable because it's really the Trump news network. And it's just unbearable because, you know, they're no longer for we the people. They're for him, the government, just him, you know, and things like this. He can't do no wrong in their eyes, and that's dangerous. Now, but there are up-and-coming conservative talking voices and people that have a point of view that I admire greatly. Steve Deace. People know that I like Steve Deace, but somebody on a more smaller level that needs to get acknowledged and get noticed is my girl Shannon Joy. And so this show was inspired by something that Shannon Joy said. Now, for all you people out there that's going to try to put Phil Williams against Shannon Joy and Phil Williams is saying something bad about Shannon Joy, stop it right now. Go crawl into your troll hole and go find somebody else. What she said inspired me to think about something. It's something I always think about, but it brought it to the forefront. And it deserves to be spoken on, and so I'm going to speak on it. So what Shannon said today, she said, all of a sudden Republicans don't give two hoots about the debt. Fascinating. All of a sudden, Republicans don't give two hoots about the debt. Fascinating. And she's right. All of a sudden. But this is the part that inspired me that I want to latch on to what Shannon was saying. Well, Shannon wasn't saying, but this is what I want to say that was inspired by what Shannon was saying. The usage of this word Republicans. See, in order to identify an enemy, in order to win a battle or a war or something like this, the first step is identifying it and calling it what it is. The Republican. See, first of all, there are no Republicans. And if there are Republicans, it's not enough of them to stop what it is that we keep calling Republicans. We have to stop calling them Republicans. If there's any hope for our third parties, you'll understand what I'm saying. If there's any hope for another party to rise up out of these trying times so that we can have something to unite behind and get this country back on track with true conservatism, it's going to start by us stop calling these people Republicans. They're Democrats. They are Democrats. They are not Republicans. They're liberals. They're socialists. They're progressives. They are not Republicans. You're keeping the beast alive. You keep giving them a place of cover by looking at them as Republicans. They are not. They are everything but Republicans. The Republican word should be a nasty word. Anybody that wants to attach themselves or stay behind a Republican needs to understand they're really Democrats. If we start calling them Democrats, you won't be tripping on when you see them do Democrat stuff. If you stop calling them Republicans and understand the definition of what Republican used to mean, we won't be caught surprised. They're not Republicans. There are other parties out there that are trying to rise up. But as long as you keep this two-party system going, when it's really only one, you're keeping the two-party system alive. There is no two parties. It's one now. And it's Democrat, liberal, progressive. It's everything that's against us. This is how we're getting sold out because we're keeping hope alive. That chick is not even on life support anymore. Hope is dead. The Republicans is dead. They're Democrats. They're liberals. They're progressives. They're socialists. They're communists, they're wherever, but they're not the Republicans that you used to know. They're not the Republican Party that freed the slaves. They're not the Republican Party with fiscal discipline. They're not those people anymore. Donald Trump has exposed the trick because of his narcissism and about me and stuff like this. Donald Trump has exposed the trick that's been played on us for decades. Register as a Republican and then vote like a Democrat. Talk Republican stuff when it doesn't matter. See, I'll give you an example. Obamacare. Democrats had the numbers. They didn't care about Republicans. It was a safe place for Republicans to get cover because their vote didn't matter. And they were able to ride that joker all through Obama's presidency. The Republicans were able to say what? Not one Republican vote for Obamacare. Not one. It didn't matter. They didn't matter. Where your vote mattered as a Republican is when it came to defunding Obamacare. And how did you vote? You didn't unfund it. You could have stopped it if you were a Republican or a conservative. You could have stopped it. But no, you just used the line of not one Republican in order to get more Democrats to hide behind the R and get elected, giving us the hope that you're going to get in there and you're going to stop it. Donald Trump blew that bus all up. It's done. Donald Trump was a liberal, a lifelong liberal that ran as a Republican. He didn't have a track record. He didn't have a speech or anything. And all the speeches that he had, they covered it up. The liberal media covered it up. And the Fox News sellout, Rush Limbaugh, sycophant conservative media made sure they explained it away. So the cat's out the bag. There is no such thing as Republicans anymore. There's a party out there called the Federalist Party. Have you ever looked at their platform? Their platform is incredibly conservative. Now, of course, some people will get caught up on one little nuance here, and you should. Hold them accountable. I'm not saying that you shouldn't. But this is an alternative to keep propping up this fake, non-existent Republican thing. It's a one-party system, and the Federalist Party is making a good case for them to be the second party. Have you checked them out? I'm not telling you that you can agree with everything. We never agree with everything. We're human beings. That's a God thing. We're all going to fall short. So if we're looking for 100% agreements, it'll never happen. But the Federalist Party is putting themselves out there to say, we are trying to be held accountable by the people. This is the second thing that's missing in this whole thing. Accountability. The Republican Party no longer exists. If you're... Hey guys, sorry about that. This is part 2. It's just going to be in 2 parts. I'll try to put them both together, but if not, it's just part 2. Technical difficulties, don't know what's going on. But here's the deal. If your favorite candidate wants to still be connected to this non-existent Republican Party, if that's what they feel they want to do, here's how the third party or the true second party is going to be able to get some people with credibility. You have to be able to be honest and know that it's not the Republican Party anymore. There's a track record that proves that they're Democrats. There is a presidency that proves that all you have to do is put an R behind your name and you'll win. They've been doing this way before Trump. Trump is not that dang on smart and brilliant to be able to bring something out brand spanking new. This has been happening forever. Sean, Shucky Ducky, all these people were able to switch so dang on fast because they were never Republican or conservative. They've just been selling you some shinola all this time. How can they switch so rocket ship fast and get behind somebody who doesn't have a Republican or a conservative track record? How does that happen? How does the person who has made Hillary Clinton get to be able to run and say, Hillary Clinton's crooked? How does that happen? How does he continue to get to do every freaking thing that Hillary Clinton is doing? His daughter's like Hillary Jr. She's not even a Secretary of State, and she's getting $1 million deals. What's going on, people? How does this happen? Because there is no Republican Party. It's done. Right now, it's a facade. So they can keep the true opposition party at bay. Because for some odd reason, third party sounds like the third rail on a boxcar train. It's toxic. It's electrifying. It'll get you killed. Just understand there's no two rails anymore. There's one. It's liberal. That's how they're voting. You, the American people, true conservatives, are keeping this facade of Republican second party alive. There's only one party, and trust me, that joker does not invite the American people to the party. We are screwed, people, unless you understand you call the enemy what it is. It's Democrat. And your candidate, if it wants to hide and stay behind the R, then they're going to have to go down with the ship too, because we can no longer accept this foolishness. So yes, Shannon, you're right. Isn't it fascinating that the Republicans are voting like Democrats? No, the thing that's fascinating, Shannon, and I'm sure you agree with me, they're not Republicans. And all I'm just suggesting, people, is we stop calling them that. When you hear the word R, see the word D. Trust me, it'll change things, people. It'll have your favorite candidate say, I am in a position to where I will not win 2018. I got to disconnect from this unless your candidate is cool with what's been going on. For all you Cruz supporters, Rubio supporters, things like this, why don't you get your candidate to be the hero that we know they can be? Call the enemy what it is. Disconnect from the Republican Party, because it's not Republicans. Staying connected to Republicans is just as good as saying you're a Democrat. Come on, man. Come on, people. This thing is not difficult. Again, this is part 2. I believe Ted Cruz can be our hero right now. Ted Cruz could be the biggest hero in American history. He could be that hero in this gangster movie called Donald Trump, The Godfather. All he has to do is just be a true opposition to what we know as a Democrat hiding behind an R. I'm telling you, there is no special formula. There is no cool sneak tactic or anything like this, because the more this can gets kicked down the road, come on, come on, conservatives, the more and more this Trump can gets kicked down the road, the more and more this can lands in the liberal utopia that it was designed to accomplish. Hey, encourage your candidate to be the one that stops the can from being kicked. Call a spade a spade. Principles over personality. And watch a true second party. Encourage Ted Cruz to get behind the Federalist Party, or the Constitution Party, or the American Party. Encourage Mike Lee to go in another party, or just let him know this. We love you guys, but the Republican Party is the Democrat Party, and we're going to call it as such. So if you don't want your favorite candidate to be called a Democrat, get him to go on to another party. And let's get this party going. Hey, I'm Phil Williams. Love you, Shannon. You inspire me. Trust me. Keep up the good work. Hey, anybody that's trying to put me and Shannon against each other? Shannon is another singer in me and Lita Whitener's new song. Ebony and Ivory. Hey, perfect conservative harmony. Don't try to make us haters. I love you, Shannon. Talk to you later, guys.